Well, it's a bigger deal than was expected. The general mood was, among most people, that summoning the bosses from the biggest banks here may be more of a PR exercise than actually likely to achieve anything. That was the view from some people inside number 11 itself. I spoke to the boss of Barclays as he left. He said, look, I'm not going to say anything. There'll be an announcement later on. Someone in that building said to us, what announcement? We're not expecting anything to actually come out of this. So look, frankly, the fact that anything was achieved will be chalked up as a win, but it is a very, very small win. Texting with Conservative MPs today, not many of them have been overjoyed about this. Some are saying, look, how's this really likely to help me on the doorstep? Because this is, for so many people, for so many voters, such a big deal. And mortgages will continue to be such a big deal going into next year, and crucially for the government, going into a general election. Dawn on Downing Street, and the chief executive of NatWest arrives to see the Chancellor. Just one of the bosses from the biggest banks summons for a summit on mortgages. Can we expect much change out of this meeting?
Looking forward to working with the Chancellor to support our customers on a continuing basis at a difficult time.
Does that mean more help coming?
Thank you.
Well, I think we're already got a range of options available.
So already a range of options. Doesn't sound like more options are coming.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Can Barclays customers...
Between them, these executives hold the mortgages of millions of borrowers now facing the highest interest rates in 15 years after the Bank of England raised the base rate to 5% yesterday. Agreed behind these doors, some help for some customers. To reduce payments, borrowers will be able to switch to an interest-only mortgage or extend their term, then be able to return to their original deal within 6 months, all with no impact on their credit rating. And for those most struggling, lenders have agreed a 12-month delay before taking repossession proceedings against borrowers unable to pay back their debts.
Chancellor, that's great for credit scores and those at the really hard press, but you've just had the biggest names in banking here. Are you really saying you've actually agreed nothing for millions of borrowers who are seeing their rates jacked up? They will not be able to afford them.
Well, as I said, we agreed some very important things for people who are worried about their rates going up, not just the people who are in an extreme situation, but the most significant thing is that they can pick up the phone to their bank or their mortgage lender and talk about their situation without any worry that it will impact their credit score. And if they decide to make their payments easier by extending the period of their mortgage or by going to an interest-only package, they can go back to their original package without any questions asked, without any impact on their credit score within 6 months. That's the reassurance that people like Martin Lewis have been saying will make a big difference for families in those situations.
Chancellor, millions of people are worried about actually being able to pay their bills, not even their credit score at the moment. You haven't offered them anything.
We're doing an enormous amount for families who are worried about the cost of living, a huge support package in the autumn statement.
Around 2 million households will miss out on the mortgage support they need, say Labour, and the government is not doing enough. It's the right approach, though, says one former Treasury advisor, but not a great deal more than systems which are already in place.
Banks are already obligated by the FCA to show forbearance to lenders, whether that is offering to extend the terms of loans or switch to an interest-only mortgage. So that system is in place today. I think what the Chancellor announced probably today is sort of bells and whistles that sit on top of that, but it's not a fundamental reform.
Fundamental reform or any direct help does not appear on the cards, according to the boss of NatWest.
What's your message to borrowers right now who are struggling to pay their mortgages?
There is a lot of help and support, so talk to your bank. We have experts there.
And will more help be coming?
And there's lots of help and support there, so just make sure you talk to your bank and give them a call. We recognise it's a very anxious time, very keen to help everyone.
Keen to help, but the reality for many borrowers, more financial pain is coming.